Hello guys, Bryce from me here. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to stay because this comes here. Welcome to my third race reaction receiving the cup. The Bristol Race Reactions. I was about to watch on VR, so yeah. It was not working, unfortunately, so yeah, you're just gonna have to bear with me already on this stupid TV. See it? Wait.
We saw last night in the Xfinity race, a lot of guys run on the bottom of the racetrack, but that outside did start working later in the race.
I'm recording. Well, it's gonna have to bear with me, unfortunately. Sorry.
A little bit different. It's gonna work up the racetrack. Gonna see some guys maybe even against the fence before the night's over with. Chase Elliott's closed the gap now inside of Carling for the lead. A little bobble there. Exiting turn 4. Chase Elliott loses some ground. Chase got a little loose before going around the corner. Makes good momentum on Truex, but just lost the back of his car. Right now, the majority of the field right on the bottom. I don't think anybody really is making anything happen outside of that bottom group.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna save him. Hey, Baba. Can I watch the race on your phone?
No.
Whoa.
Truex looks loose also.
So yeah, we're gonna have to bear with me on TV mode. Sorry. But
Chase Elliott goes out front, and he will be leading at Bristol now. Mark Truex Jr. falls back to second.
Martin cannot keep that car on the bottom of the racetrack. And he is falling.
hey, Baba. Can I watch your race on Mom's phone? You're gonna have to bear with me, guys. No choice.
We talk about tracks that are similar to other tracks. The struggle with Bristol, there's nothing. You know, Dover may be a bigger version of it, but nothing really.
You're gonna have to bear with me. Put down. Hey, Baba. Can I watch your race on Mom's phone? She said I could. Alright, so I'm gonna watch race on my mom's phone by using the stop. Yep, I'm gonna be using it. There's Kevin Harvick in the second.
Into these playoffs. That win was at Talladega. It's been announced he will head up to, you see the 11, Denny Hamlin getting by Mark Truex Jr. He'll head to ownership and drive for Roush Fenway Racing next year as Joey Logano puts a little pressure on Mark Truex Jr. here.
Yeah, a little contact there. Logano's going to try to pin Truex behind the white car. James Davison.
God, not James Davison. Come on, I hate James Davison. What the?
Let's see how quickly things happen. Lap traffic already playing a factor.
I can't see it. It's just blue. I don't know why. Hey, Baba? Can I?
What are you being annoying for?
I'm not being annoying. Can I? I just went down with the Altus one. Oh, dang it. You're gonna have to bear with me, guys. Sorry, but you're gonna have to bear with me. is happening. There we go.
I can hear you just fine. I can't hear Randall at all. I keep getting nothing, really. I'm getting every third word. Okay, all good.
Oh!
The fast section was towards the end of the front stretch section.
So that was Derek Nealon, the sponsor.
Well, the good thing is this is one of those tracks where we're trying to treat things as far as well, just like speedway racing. There's no good time to talk to your driver. Just no brakes are in the short track.
The brakes. Chase Elliott.
I commercial anyway, so get it. This is it.
We've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of basic, a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who've honorably served and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Hey Mom, can I pull up?
I need to try it first.
Your mom's on a yacht. Oh, in the backyard in the blow-up pool. Isn't this the life? It is. Yeah, I pretend all day. Son, I uncorked slushy. I could totally see myself drinking this on a boat. Oh, yeah.
Is this Bass Pro Shops?
The Bass Pro Shops.
Is it? I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Is this the Bass Pro Shop?
Not sorry, Reese's.
With another beginning.
Do you suffer from cartridge conniptions? Be conniption free thanks to the cartridge free Epson EcoTech printer. A ridiculous amount of ink.
We.
EcoTech just fill it too.
I need to try it first.
We also believe in putting people
Plus the
first.
bike type's charging, so we're going to be in good shape today.
Without upping the price. With Magenta Max, you get our best plan for 5G. With unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. And taxes and fees are included. You won't get that from anyone else. Right now, pay zero cost to switch.
Plugged in, charging, and there you go, Larson. You are ready, kid. Good. Tell Mama thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
High school coach, buckle up. Watching Nascar on NBC.
I'll put back. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
Don't touch the iPad. Why are you doing that?
Look, I'm trying to put my iPad on. You know. Yeah.
You're so impossible.
What the?
Right now, Denny Hamlin chasing after that snide of Elliott. It's about 3 car lengths and closing. Hamlin has been so strong and been able to get out front, lead so many races. He's led the last 8 places, trying to make it
Now
9 in a row. But he's going to have to get by Chase Elliott before the competition caution comes out, which is inside of about 10 laps.
Last couple of corners, the 9 cars pulled away from Denny just a little bit. Denny's moving around, driving on the bottom a couple corners. He'll run the high side 3 and 4, trying to find time. Had a conversation with Kurt Busch this morning. Kurt told me around lap 60, 78, he believes the top lane will move up. Speaking of Kurt,
Cody
we've been
Ware.
watching him, Junior. He's struggling. Yeah, he's going to get saved by this comp yellow at lap 40. Let's listen to some radio on this one car.
Really loose. You can't touch it. We're loose everywhere except back the gas. It'll just kind of click towards the tight side. Really awkward with the right side left front's touching on nowhere.
A lot of information there, a lot of detail in what he's telling the team. And he's about a straightaway ahead of the leader here in lap traffic. Yeah, so he's loose on entry. He's loose in the middle of the corner, all that section of the corner. As soon as he touches the throttle, he says it feels like the front doesn't turn. He said it drags on low air. That's the splitter drag in the racetrack. Marty.
And Curtis since come on the radio saying that the looseness on exit is getting worse the longer he runs. So, Junior, I think you had it right. This cop caution coming up in a few laps is going to save that one car. He's losing more spots even.
Yeah, they just hope that they can get in there and make the right adjustments. It's so hard to make adjustments on this racetrack, especially with the compound on the bottom and the track just having such variable grip. Dave, what you got on the 19 car?
Yeah, he's under pressure now from William Byron for that 10th position. Remember, Truex started on the pole. First position for him, so that car way too free to run the bottom. Needs grip from the center off. And it's funny, when I asked James Small, his crew chief today, what they were shooting for tonight, you know, the win would be obvious, right? He said, I just want to finish a race without a loose wheel. We must have had one for the last 7 races.
Woo!
Fortunately, he got by a race, won that race, and he's through to the next round, but right now needs an adjustment.
Oh, the leader goes 3 wide.
Oh!
Man, that is
Oh my
tight.
God! Come on, Busch.
And right there, the 11 of Denny Hamlin all over his
Whoa!
bumper.
Oh my
Now he
God!
works to the
Jeez!
outside.
Be careful, Hamlin.
Chris Buescher in the
You
17 in front
I know
of
you
Hamlin.
touched that
That'll
earlier
hold him up as Chase Elliott
the
clears him.
before the Daytona. I was like freaking out.
And there's the caution coming out, the competition caution schedule.
That update by
Dang it.
by Dave.
Come on,
Martin Truex
stupid
Jr. on the loose
competition
wheels. This is a
caution.
track that comes to mind, just a low. You do have a wheel that's questionable. They would perhaps come loose here more so than perhaps a Martinsville or a New Hampshire, somewhere that's flat. That banking and all that load will definitely work those wheels.
Well, NASCAR Drive, that's your live race day companion. You can follow your favorite drivers with that high-definition car camera, or you can select download the NASCAR mobile app today. All right, Steve, 10 sets of tires for these guys. Every time they come to pit road, they're going to want to put them on?
Well, when you come to pit road, you do. The question is, how many times do you come to pit road? We will see them more often than the Xfinity cars, who only had really 3 sets to put on during the race. But tires weren't huge in either the Xfinity or the Truck Series. So maybe tires here early. But as the race continues on, I do believe you're going to see some strategy. Some guys stay out at different times. And we talk about loose wheels and mistakes there. Another thing we're going to have to talk about. Jeff, you talked about it at the top of the show. The 2 different pit roads.
Hey, man.
Leave him alone.
No.
Don't go.
Hey, man, what's the competition caution?
Don't go there. I told you that before.
I know. You.
The problem is you also just can't ride around 2 miles an hour off the pace. Like, that's what I think the fans don't understand. Why is my guy speeding? Well, if you don't take in every aspect, you just won't be there. I mean, everyone else is trying to take advantage of everything. Yeah, if you go a mile an hour or half a mile an hour slower, that's a car length, 2 car lengths by the time you have visited this entire pit road.
Here they come onto pit road, the 9 and 11, leading the crew. Dylan.
We'll go back to the 17th position, Michael McDowell, who, of course, in the playoffs with the most work to do of anybody coming into tonight. He'll hit his marks. Just said that he's building a little bit too tight right now. Needs help turning in the center of the corner. He'll change tires at Sunoco Fuel to the 34 and a chassis adjustment, Marty.
Dylan, we're going to keep our eyes on the drivers around the cut line. You see Kurt Busch, middle of your screen, hitting his stall. They're certainly going to work on that loose-off condition, especially. Same for Alex Bowman, a little bit too free for that 48 car. In fact, all the drivers, I don't care if you're around the cut line or in the playoffs in the next round screening, car way too free. Front stretch hits the 8 car of Tyler Reddick, hits his stall. His car too free as well, and they are communicating through the spotter to make sure that that communication from the crew chief to the driver happens, Dave.
Opposite land for William Byron and Eric Almirola. Byron too tight for Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Almirola too loose. Same thing, tires and fuel.
Busy pit road.
Top 5 all hold their spots.
How do you know when you've found your team? Whether you're winning or just doing your best. When you're on the lanes, they're right behind you. Reunite with your team. go bowling.
Every customer has their own Safe Light story. This couple was on a camping trip when their windshield got a chip. They drove to Safe Light for a same-day repair. And with their insurance, it was no cost to them.
Really?
That's service you can trust.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
What if you could see all the things your life could be? Makes you wonder, what if?
Let me jump.
Me.
Mary Jo, Monday on NBC.
Whether you're playing, coaching, or cheering, Sports Engine Gear has everything you need to get game ready. Team leaders can select, order, and ship full uniform kits and custom jerseys directly to every athlete. Plus, coaches and fans can showcase their team pride with logoed hats, sweatshirts, face coverings, and more. All shipped fast from your own online team store. Buy it, wear it, love it. On SportsEngineGear.com.
NBC Sports Edge Plus. Home to everything fantasy, DFS, and betting. With premier tools and exclusive insights that are second to none. Get fantasy predictions, rankings, and betting trends. Plus news and analysis from our experts. Play with confidence today. Visit NBCSportsEdge.com/learn.
The 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT Performance Edition could be yours. Enter for your chance to win this high-performance Ford. Plus, get an entry for an instant prize, a $100 gift card during tonight's race. Go to NASCAR.com/Ford Playoffs promo. Right now, one enter. It's NASCAR Cup Series playoffs from Bristol. This telecast presented by Applebee's. What a gorgeous sight looking down at the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Drivers going to be lining up 2 by 2 here. Want to listen in to Joey Logano's radio on his pit stop.
There's an issue there with the brake cooling duct or something there on the rear caliper. If you have any issues getting that tire off. I mean,
Hey, Baba, Joey Logano? More like Joey Bogano.
And the situation is, as Paul Wolf looks on, Steve, the hose on the right rear caliper came loose somehow. And when they went to put the right rear tire on, they couldn't get the right rear on. So Joey Logano went from 3rd to 22nd. And now they're worried it might be an issue for the rest of the night on their stops.
Bad for pit stops. I think the brakes will survive, Rick, but it will affect the handling. If one corner overheats, the brake balance is going to really change. The tire can inflate more than the others. So we'll see if that affects the 22.
On the gas first, Chase Elliott in the 9, and Kyle
Oh my
Larson
God!
up here for Hendrick Motorsports
You
now.
can save him like a
Replacing Joe
little
Gibbs on that front row.
I think Kevin Harvick back there in the 4th car, that green number 4 on the bottom subway scheme on that car this week. He's the surprise for my round 1 so far. This is a car I wasn't sure had the speed to advance, but they have just ground their way through the first 2 races. And while there's no guarantees, they currently are, well, I'll call it safely. I don't want to say safely 50 laps into Bristol, but at this moment, they're safely above the cut line.
51 points above the cut line right now for Kevin Harvick and that number 4 team. And they've had success here at Bristol, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see Kevin Harvick run up front, potentially win this race. Dylan.
You know, Rick, they certainly have admitted that they're better on these 750 horsepower tracks like this one, like Richmond, like Darlington. But the biggest thing that Kevin said, even pre-race, was just the thing they've struggled with is unloading in the right way, unloading with the correct balance. So that's always their concern, and you never really know until you get out there and drive it. I think the balance is pretty good right now, though, for Harvick. He runs inside the top 5.
Last win actually came here last year. Remember, he was 9 wins into the season and wasn't able to get it into the championship 4, but now winless in 2021. As we see again, the lead heating up here between teammates Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. A little bobble there by Larson now, who's lost some ground.
Yeah, Larson was catching the duo of Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin before the comp yellow. So he's got great long run speed, just a little bit edgy right now as you see the car on the new tire. And he's going to try to take advantage of that. Get right up to the back bumper, try to make that car even looser, more difficult to drive.
And he showed right there, Larson, that he wanted the bottom. He turned early. Let's just kind of try to get that A-post mirror of Kyle Larson saying, I want this spot. Send it a signal without touching him.
He's right underneath him now.
Great move by Denny down into turn 3. Larson's got the racetrack. Will he race him? No, he's going to let him have the spot. Marty, what you got on the 11?
Boy, this is what's great about Bristol, right? Junior just racing and battling for spots all over the racetrack. Denny Hamlin's one request of Chris Gabehart: we need more speed on the front end of the run. He said, I knew I was going to catch Chase Elliott had we had more laps before the comp caution came out. So this is what he wanted. Speed on the front end. Looks like Gabehart's giving it to him.
Looks like to me, Denny's car is much more stable than the other Gibbs Toyotas. Seems like the other Gibbs Toyotas, we see the battle for 8th between two of the teammates. Just see the back of the car moving around a lot. They don't have the stability that Hamlin has at this point in the race, but this racetrack will change a ton. I'd rather be too loose right now than too tight. Well, Busch moving around the racetrack. That means he's definitely not happy with the way that car's handling on the bottom. Trying to find a little bit of speed and pace moving around. Now he's back to the bottom of the racetrack. I love this shot off the rear bumper, watching the nose of this 19. So many racetracks we go to, Rick, you know, the splitter never leaves. It looks like it's basically mounted to the racetrack. Well, if you look back right there, pops up, you know, 1.5 to 2 inches at start-finish line. It's hard to see as Kyle Busch puts a good set of corners together. It's actually pulling away from the 19 right here.
Yeah, the battle for that 8th spot, not as big a battle anymore, as Kyle Larson has caught back up to the 11.
Yeah, it seems like it just takes a few laps for Kyle's car to come in where he has a grip and can lean on that car a little bit, lean on the right side tires. Denny also was moving around, experimenting just a little bit with his line.
Once again, they've caught up to lap traffic as they're working their way around David Starr in the 66, the Houston, Texas native.
Lap traffic right in front of Chase is going to cost him a little bit of speed right here on the corner exit. You see the 11 car close the gap just a little bit. You'll see this all night long, and as this race goes on, and we really get to the point where it's toward the end of the stage or toward the end of the race, and they catch those lap cars, it's going to be very aggressive. It's an opportunity to make a pass. You get frustrated with lap cars. They're out there and they're just trying to stay out of the way and give you the best opportunity you can, but you get frustrated with them when you catch them and you're passing them on corner exit because you can't finish the throttle. You can't mash the gas and accelerate down the straightaway. It kills the entire straightaway speed, and the guy behind you is going to run you down.
Josh Bilicki gets out of the way there, moves up high. Is that where you want the guys to go? You want them to go up high and let you take that low line?
Yeah, while the bottom's the preferred groove, you definitely want all the bottom groove when you're catching these lap guys. Well, if we move the racetrack up, then you want that to change. You want them to be aware. I was laughing because I knew his answer. Well, yeah, I want the bottom now, but not all night. Yeah. I want the top later. I want to. Chase sees this lap car in front of him running the bottom. And Chase anticipated that and said, all right, I'm going to go to the top here. He probably didn't prefer that, but that was what he had to do in that certain situation. So sometimes the driver has to make the decision and not wait on the lap car to go where he wants him to go.
Way up the racetrack is Kyle Larson now.
Larson got really loose getting in the corner.
So it's still Chase Elliott out front. Hamlin, Larson giving chase.
Commercial. Same day.
Get free delivery today. Or pick up your parts curbside or in store in just 30 minutes. Get your parts and get going with Advanced Same Day.
One crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for you. And a delicious crispy spicy one for whoever needs a little kick in the keister. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich in classic or spicy for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
Yes, what I'm saying is people like options. When you take Geico, you can call them anytime you feel like saving money. It don't matter, day or night. Use your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever. The point is, you have options. How convenient. Oi, crab cakes. What are you looking at?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Whoa! I see you're loving Cricket's Unlimited plan with all these awesome extras. But it's time to stop scrolling. Nice. Everything you want, including the price.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
price.
At Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
Looking down on Thunder Valley, the aerial coverage tonight brought to you by Geico. Great shot of these two up front right now with Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. And Larson had gotten right to the back bumper of Chase Elliott, but had a little issue. Had to chase the car up the racetrack.
Yeah, lost to Brown, another car that lost to picked up 20 for Logano. He's still back at 22nd. That's not anywhere. Why that matters is because the 9 and the 5 are setting such a good pace. I mean, he's over a half a lap down already, so with 48 laps to go, this is going to be a long first stage if he can't catch a break.
Yeah, it's so hard to pass, Steve. You know, you get back in the pack, and there's just one groove on the bottom. There's just nowhere to go. You have to be so much faster. See Kyle Larson continuing to have issues on corner entry. Dylan, what do you have on top?
Yeah, guys, keep in mind, he hasn't raced here on the concrete track in a year. He raced it all here last year. So ask Cliff Daniels what the process was just for getting Kyle back up to speed. Obviously, he's a super talent, so does a lot of it on his own. But they've got a system that allows Kyle to get comfortable much quicker than normal. He's obviously gifted at adapting to whatever circumstance comes at him. But the team prepared him well to jump in this car with no practice and get right back up to speed. He's doing it so far, Marty.
Hey, Dylan, to the point the guys in the booth were making a moment ago about Joey Logano and Kurt Busch. On the last restart, Kurt Busch restarted 21st. He's in 21st. Logano restarted 23rd. He's in 22nd. And Steve, I would think that sends a signal to every other crew chief on pit road right now. You better not lose your track position tonight, because if you get in the back of the field, it's going to be next to impossible to get back up through it.
Don't lose your track position, and how hard or how much will you gamble to get it? Will there be an opportunity with a timely caution where maybe you don't think you need tires, or you only take 2 tires to get some track position? Here we go. The 5 of Larson's going to have some momentum underneath the 9. The 9's going to get trapped behind that lap car.
Look at the 11 also coming in here as Larson now has the lead. Denny Hamlin sees an opening. He tries to stick it underneath the 9 of Chase Elliott. A little contact made as Hamlin takes second away from Chase Elliott.
Yeah, a little bit of damage to the quarter panel on the 11 car.
Pretty aggressive move by Hamlin right there. That was good. He was making it 3 wide.
Way up the racetrack Hamlin goes, but he still has a spot. Take another look.
Doesn't look like too much damage.
40 laps still to go in stage 1. William Byron way up the track in the 24. Now 2 distinct lines being run here.
Yeah, this group right here has been moving around the racetrack a lot, trying to get around each other. Everybody on the bottom for the most part 1 and 2. But the 3 and 4 we saw last night in the Xfinity race. A lot of guys getting up the racetrack here and taking advantage of great runs on the corner exit. You see Brad Keselowski on the inside of David Starr way ahead in that orange car. That's slowing that 2 car down. All these guys are moving around trying to create runs to be able to catch guys in bad situations around lap traffic. Harvick to the top of the racetrack is going to be pinned behind this 12 car. He's going to lose a spot to Blaney. Might lose a spot to the 24. Denny Hamlin closing in on the leader of Larson down the back straightaway.
So Kyle Busch have to check up there as William Byron right in front of him. So Hamlin has closed the gap now on Larson.
That's going to be the interesting situation right now as this racetrack starts to develop 2 grooves. Where does the lap cars go? They know right now at the start of the race to stay out of the way to go to the top. But if somebody's using the top, Denny Hamlin taking that top and that momentum to go around Kyle Larson. Now where does the lap traffic go?
He gets up in front of the 7, but Denny Hamlin now in front of Kyle Larson. He stays up high. Will he be able to clear Corey LaJoie in the 7?
Larson to the bottom. He's going to try to pin LaJoie. They're going to go 3 wide here. The 11 loses a little bit of grip, gets loose. Larson can't get in the gas and accelerate off the corner. To your point, I don't think the 7 knows which lane he wants to be in.
Well, it switched. The track is switched. It's like a light switch. It just switched. You could see it all of a sudden happen. Running the top, all of a sudden got fast in the last 10 laps. So the 7 of Corey LaJoie, he's making good lap time up there. He's not running all that slow. That's where his car was the best, so that's just where he went.
So now will Larson search around and come up off the bottom of the racetrack to try to find some pace to be able to track the 11 car down? See them both go to the top of the racetrack here in 3 and 4.
And that doesn't surprise me, Junior, that 3 and 4, the top comes in quicker in 3 and 4 than it does in 1 and 2. As Larson goes to the top in 1 and 2.
Well, you know he's really good at running the high line and understands how to open up the corner to make that work.
Hamlin pulling away now. Hamlin, 680 laps led on short tracks this year, and he's adding to that number now.
And you said about how quickly it changed, bottom to top. Kyle Larson, it's visual how much more speed they were comfortably carrying through the middle of the corner now, running up one groove. The 11's going to go up there to try to get around Suarez. 5 goes to the bottom, but right here at corner exit, that 11 just drives off the top of the racetrack.
Yeah, this is the thing. You're going to have lap cars that are going to be all over the racetrack now, and the drivers are going to have to make the right decisions and choices on where to go.
Daniel Suarez in that 99.
Look at this.
The 11th driver to go a lap down. So 11 cars already a lap down to race leader Denny Hamlin. Kyle Larson giving chase as we go NASCAR nonstop.
Worst of all, you never call. Baby?
Daydreaming again? But I love you still. You know I'm driving, right?
I do.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Check that out. Internet that's one step ahead.
That's cute. My internet streams to my ride.
Yeah? Well, mine's always got my back.
Okay, chill. Mine's faster than Harvick.
Okay, that's fast.
Me? My internet's so fast, it keeps up with me.
Yep, that's because you all have the same internet. Xfinity X5. So powerful, it keeps one-upping itself.
Can your internet do that?
You're invited on a crisscrossing journey across the world of speed. Setting it ablaze. We're underway with full throttle insanity.
Oh, we got trouble on the front straightaway. Good move, bud.
Where will it end? Who will rip off Phoenix from donuts and joy?
Man, that was wild.
Time will tell. But for now, ride with me. The NASCAR playoffs continue at Las Vegas next Sunday on NBCSN.
There's nothing like competing for your country. The pressure. This is quite a moment. The passion. The pride. Who will take home the Ryder Cup? On NBC, Golf, and Peacock.
I don't know which one's more impressive.
Patrick Mahomes, like no other. Jackson to the end zone, touchdown. Do what we do. We dominate.
Go full throttle. Wi-Fi speeds worth celebrating. Fast internet for a faster everything. Can your internet do that? It's the Bass Pro Shops night race from Bristol Motor Speedway. Denny Hamlin out in front has led 18 laps already. Larson running in that second spot, and a driver that was right on the cut line, currently running in the 13th position, Alex Bowman, Marty.
Yeah, Rick, you talked to a lot of these teams right at the cut line before this race started, and they said, number one, we have to get stage points, and if we have a clean race, we should be fine. But guess what? Right now, 3 of the drivers, left-hand side of your screen, that are below the cut line are not going to get stage points, nor will Alex Bowman. So yes, Steve, it's great to talk about those stage points, but you've got to get them. Only 10 spots available, and those awarded in 15 laps. It goes quick at Bristol.
Yeah, and Alex Bowman, at lap 80, he was in the 10th position. So, he's lost those 3 spots, fell out of that top 10 where the points will be awarded in basically the last 20 or 30 laps. Dave, what do you have on Truex?
Truex Jr. is kind of a victim of that cannot pass situation you guys were talking about. Only one spot made up from a big adjustment made on that first caution. By the way, you can pick out his car tonight. Beautiful teal with that orange and black. Thanks to Johnny Morris from Bass Pro Shops for giving Sherry Pollux a chance to put SherryStrong.org on that car tonight. Again, the fight is ovarian cancer. Everyone who is fighting it and learning about it. And don't forget, she gave the command to start engines tonight as her man works his way through traffic.
They had a great charity event on Wednesday, Catwalk for a Cause, bringing in some young cancer patients up there on the catwalk, having a great time, always thinking of others and raising money and awareness.
11 to go. 22 of Logano. He can see in his mirror now the 11 of Denny Hamlin, the leader. Kurt Busch and Logano have been battling to try to stay in the lead lap, stay in front of one another. But here comes Hamlin. How quickly can Hamlin get through traffic? We know he's faster than the 22, but can he get there? Oh man, 3 wide. He thinks better of it.
Joey Logano needs a few more laps like that where the 11 of Hamlin gets held up.
And there's so much traffic out here in front of him. That 53 of Josh Malicki, he's been trouble. Ryan Newman in the 6. Always difficult to pass. Bubba Wallace in the 23.
All that right there may have saved Logano. He got through that lap traffic pretty well.
The 23 of Bubba Wallace just in front of Denny Hamlin. A new crew chief on that car this week. Booty Barker was named the crew chief. He worked at the team before in the engineering department. Mike Wheeler was competition director and crew chief. Now he's got to focus as they move the 2 cars as competition director.
I've heard that name in a long time. Booty Barker, as far as being on top of the pit box. It's great to see him.
Yeah, it really is good to see him back. Really good guy. South Boston, Virginia native.
Hey guys, 6 laps to go, and the lead heating up here. Kyle Larson has caught up with the 11 of Denny Hamlin, and they have caught the back bumper of Bubba Wallace.
You can see the preferred line now around the top of the racetrack. Everyone fighting for the top. You think, guys, that older tires, you think that just the sticky stuff they apply to the bottom is starting to wear off?
Yeah, well, I think the sticky stuff wearing off, but also we saw all these fast cars lapping these slower cars. Those slower cars cleaned the top of the racetrack off. Now these faster cars can use it as Larson's using it to get around Hamlin on the outside.
Trying to go to the high side, a playoff point on the line if you win the stage. And Larson now in front of Hamlin, but can he get by the lap traffic?
Yeah, Larson now has the same issue that Denny had trying to get around the 23 car. Larson to the top of the racetrack, not going to be able to make a pass on the 23. 11 trying to roll the bottom to get around the inside of this 5 car.
Under 3 laps to go. Denny Hamlin using the bottom of the racetrack. Now Larson checks up. He's right behind Wallace.
And Bubba Wallace, it is a big difference between being in the lead lap and the first car lap down when this caution comes out. He's not able to do it, though. Not able to keep Hamlin behind him.
Denny Hamlin back up front, under 2 laps to go. Now Larson to the bottom of the racetrack. He gets by Wallace.
Slides up just in front of the 23.
1 lap to go. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Logano trying to stay on the lead lap. Up high goes Larson. Can he make the high line work? Coming off of 4. Denny Hamlin is going to win stage 1. 4th stage win for Denny Hamlin, already in the playoffs. 9 times he's won a stage in 2021. Getting those valuable points, at least 1 point there. William Byron, who was below the cut line. And so Denny Hamlin gets the stage 1 win. Wondering, can Joe Gibbs Racing keep the roll going that they have had in the first 2 playoff races? Well, Denny Hamlin wins stage 1.
Raw power is an iron fist. Ram power puts it in a velvet glove. Raw power lifts with its legs. Ram power also lifts with its brains. Raw power gets it done. Ram power does what's never been done before by anyone. Discover Ram Power during Ram Power Days.
Get 0% financing for 72 months on select Ram 1500 models or $3,550 in total values on Ram 1500 Bighorn.
You're invited on a crisscrossing journey across the world of speed. The NASCAR playoffs continue at Las Vegas. If you've
served in the military, first responder, or law enforcement communities? Then join GovX.com. On GovX.com, you'll find all the gear you need for your on- and off-duty life. Become a member and save on hundreds of brands. If you qualify, join for free at GovX.com.
Allbirds worships the ground you run on. That's why we're focused on materials that wick sweat, dry quick, breathe easy, and fit great the natural way.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? No more trips to the post office. No more paying full price for postage. And great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters. Ship packages. Anytime, anywhere. For less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer. A 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Ram Trucks, the only truck brand to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years in a row. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. Visit GoCreditOne.com. And by Applebee's. Help us crush childhood cancer. You can download the official app of NASCAR and follow the action with free live scoring, in-car cameras, and radio broadcast. Search NASCAR in your app store to download and start a free trial tonight. Stage 1 complete. Now, drivers that had issues on pit road, like Logano, like Kurt Busch, how do they resolve those? They were able to stay on the lead lap, but just barely. So crew's getting ready. We go down to Dillon.
We'll start our coverage with Michael McDowell here on the backside of pit road. Again, the driver with the most work to do in the playoffs. He's minus 42 right now. Report from him inside the cockpit, just building too tight. And the higher he moves up the racetrack, the tighter he gets. So they'll make an adjustment for that. Kyle Busch in the middle of your screen. Similar report, just that he was tight center exit. And he loses the nose of the car and he washes up the racetrack. Made a chassis adjustment, 4 tires and fuel, Marty.
Another stage win for Denny Hamlin. You see him there on the backstretch, left-hand side of your screen. Alex Bowman finishing 14th in that stage, not getting the points they wanted. He said he felt like corner exit, he would just lose the nose of the car, and he had no right front grip in the tires, so they're going to try and free up Alex Bowman. Over on the front stretch side, we got Tyler Reddick in the 8 car. Reddick saying that his car, he said the last adjustment, it was a good adjustment for the bottom, but it hurt the top line. Go halfway back on that adjustment, Dave.
William Byron's group has sliding the tires all the way around as you see him leaving pit road. He got 1 stage point during that time. As far as the 10 of Eric Almirola, no stage points during there. They'll fix on that car.
Hamlin losing 3 spots on pit road. Larson, Elliott, Keselowski all leapfrogging him.
They're nice but irritating. Their excitement can get rating. They're dressed for pastry baking. The Progressive family. They're helpful but annoying. They always leave us roaring. Accidents are boring with the Progressive family.
So, when do you all go home?
Never. We're here for you 24/7.
How terrifying.
Protection's so good, it's scary. The Addams Family 2, playing October 1st. This is so crispy, juicy, and tender, you might even call it deluxe. Okay, now you can definitely call it deluxe. McDonald's Deluxe Crispy Chicken Sandwich. Here's a good Halloween trick. Buy a bunch of Reese's. There you go. Turn off all the lights in your house. Yeah. And then you just don't answer the door. I'm sorry, Reese's.
Whoa! I see you're loving Cricket's Unlimited plan with all these awesome extras. But it's time to stop scrolling. Nice. Everything you want, including the price.
Coca-Cola.
I need to try it first. Regina approaches the all-electric Cadillac Lyric. It's a sunny day.
Nah, a stormy day.
We see a close-up of the grill.
An overhead shot.
She drives hands-free along the coast.
Look at Palm Springs. Cadillac is going electric. If you want to be bold, you have to go off script.
Experience the all-electric Cadillac Lyric.
You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Telecast presented by Applebee's. Hey, Rutt.
Oh, that's... Oh!
Toyota. Where are you, Rutt?
Rick, I'm down here at the 11 pit box, and Toyota Racing established the Dream Experiential Endowment in partnership with Bubba Wallace. Live to Be Different Foundation. And Kelly, a 16-year-old you see there, a high school student from Las Vegas who aspires to become a crew chief. She was given the opportunity to meet with Denny Hamlin's crew chief, Chris Gabehart, and sit on the number 11 pit box at Darlington Raceway. And of course, join the team in victory lane. What an amazing experience. The full video of Kelly's experiences on Twitter at Toyota Racing. And it was so cool to see Denny here tonight with his kids. I know he understands the future, especially of females being a part of this sport. A really special thing tonight, guys.
What a great experience for Kelly to be able to be a part of that team and to get to victory lane. Marty.
Rick, on the last stop, a speeding penalty for Chase Elliott. He will give up second and go to the back of the field.
No.
Alan Gustafson trying to pump up his driver and remind him, hey, we got to be careful for the rest of the night. Listen.
Just take care of it here. Long night. Just can't throw it away. Yeah, copy that. Be patient. Take care of the car. Be smart. We got to get these, so we'll go right back through here.
Well, Jeff, we've seen drivers have a tough time trying to work their way back up through the field. Tall order for Chase Elliott, but to Alan's point, early in the race, you can still overcome it.
It is early in the race, and that is a good thing. But, guys, these playoffs have been full of mistakes. And, you know, it's going to bite somebody. It's going to keep somebody from advancing to the next round.
The 8 points help him out in that first stage. The field 2x2 once again approaching the Geico restart zone. Up front. Denny Hamlin on the bottom, Kyle Larson up top, and that high line rolls quickly.
Oh, the Bowman didn't go going.
Brad Keselowski in the 2, fighting for second now.
Little contact there on the left rear with the 11 car. These guys get really nervous when you get contact, afraid you're going to get a tire rub, cut that tire.
Saw the 11 of Denny Hamlin lose a little bit of time on pit road where it sounds like they were making repairs to that right rear quarter panel. Just maybe a little tug. We saw a little contact, just making sure everything's fine. Still a long way to go in the race.
Brad's got to be feeling great right now about his race car. I spoke to him earlier today, and he said our cars have just been way too slow, but now he's battling for the lead.
Look to the inside of that 5 of Larson. Larson's going to stay up high. A little wiggle once again.
Whoa.
That opened the door for Keselowski to take the lead. He leads that lap.
I was concerned when he said his car was so good early because I was afraid the track would change, but it seems like the 2 of Brad Keselowski's been able to stay in front of the track and keep the speed of the car. Now Denny Hamlin's going to try to follow him through underneath the 5 of Larson.
Larson dives back down to the bottom to get in front of the 4 of Kevin Harvick.
So the 5 car's obviously struggling on the short run, and they probably need to work on that just a little bit, guys. Cannot lose this track position. It's so much harder to get back, especially when this track goes to the top, and it's hard to pass, Dave.
Brad Keselowski running out front now and having a good night here at a track where he has been very good. So is everything normal with Brad? Well, of course, we know he's going to go become part owner over at Roush Fenway Racing at the end of the year, and I confirm with the team that it's not awkward that he's still there. They're very focused on what they're doing. About the only thing Brad's not involved in with the Penske organization is next year, the 2022 car, and those meetings. Otherwise, it's game on, and Brad's got a game on tonight.
And at 37 years old, Brad Keselowski making this change from one organization to another. Maybe his best opportunity to win a championship this year here in 2021. And looking very strong here at Bristol. His last win came just a year ago here at this racetrack. He's got 3 wins.
So drivers, my question to you is how do you know as a driver when it's time to jump to the top?
And you saw it.
So quick, right? Well, it happened so quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it seems like everyone's still mostly around the bottom.
Watch this 11. I mean, he's found speed up in the top of 3 and 4 early in the run here. And look at this. Now he's in position to be in the preferred line right now in turn 1 and 2. Brad's going to run him very tight.
Whoa.
Really close. Then he's going to drive in really deep into 3 and clear Brad easily. Brad obviously not quite hooked up at the top of the racetrack in 3 and 4 like the 11 is.
Here comes Larson into the picture.
The advantage Denny had right there, though, was because there was nobody behind him. No one put pressure on him. So if you went to the top and it didn't work, it didn't matter. If you get further back in the field and somebody's all over you and you go to the top, you can lose 5 or 6 spots if it doesn't work. So you see Brad continue to lose spots right here, but Hamlin had nothing to lose by trying the top.
Are we surprised by Ryan Blaney being in the picture now in the 12?
I like Blaney here. I think he enjoys this racetrack, and we've seen him run really well here in the past. He goes to the racetrack here, trying to get a run off turn 4. Hey, what you got on this 12 car?
Well, Junior, remember last year, this race eliminated Ryan Blaney, and I asked his crew chief Todd Gordon today about coming here this year. He said they were pretty confident, but this round has been their toughest. Darlington, Richmond, this track at Bristol. They want to get to the next round where they feel every racetrack is in their wheelhouse, and this 12 car, a little bit loose most of the night, is showing a lot of speed, currently running 4th.
And that's his best finish, 4th. That's been his best finish at Bristol in the Cup cars.
We talked about what a penalty would do. The 9 of Chase Elliott at the bottom of your screen has worked his way into the 21st position. Remember, speeding is just not a slow pit stop like what happened to Joey Logano. It's tail end. So he had to start even behind the lap down cars. He has just now worked his way through most of the lap down cars, starting to find lead lap cars and starting to gain some position. But I mean, that is a bigger penalty than a slower pit stop when it comes to actual track position.
Watching at the top of the screen, the 4-car Harvick closed in on the back bumper of the 2-car Keselowski. Really impressed by the speed of the 4-car this round. They haven't had it all year long. But when it came time for the playoffs, they've stepped up. This team won more races than anybody last year. Dominated the season. Everything but the title.
And Harvick's been a driver that when you put him in a corner, normally he comes up and shines. Can win races if he has a must-win situation. It hasn't been must-win for him, but he's definitely picked up the game these first 3 races of this first round. Dylan.
They feel like Rodney Childers, the crew chief, feels like that their history here and the things they've hit on the setup over the years pays dividends for them. Don't feel like the track changes too much. That's enabled them to come here and, like we talked about earlier, unload off the truck and be consistently good. So they were confident too. They said that goes a long way. Feel like they can win here no matter what, even on an off year kind of like they've had. Still very confident coming in here. Happy with the race car so far. Kevin said he's just struggling on the center exit and rolling through the center of the corner. That's been his only complaint so far.
For a car, I'm not going to say it's a surprise. I think I was expecting to see the 20th Christopher Bell run well, but he's battling inside the top 10. Here he is in 7th. Under attack by William Byron currently as Byron will take the position. But Bell, top 10 in all 3 short tracks this year. He knows how to short track race. He comes from that dirt world where they move around, move through traffic. I think forget surface. I think what that dirt world allows you to do when you come here, drivers, is that traffic, right? Top, bottom, kind of that rhythm of changing your line each lap helps some of these drivers. So a nice run from the 20, and another driver I think a lot of people had eliminated in round 1. That's the 10 of Eric Almirola. Here he is right here, running in the 9th position, currently 10 points above the cut line with that big win, although maybe a little bit of smoke out of the back. We'll have to check that when we come back.
One more skinny dip. Okay, give me the skinny dip.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, one of them. That's it, perfect.
We took the vehicles businesses used to keep the lights on, and made them run on the same thing that
Look,
turns the lights
now when you put it back here, look.
We took the original 0 to 60 head turner.
Yes, it'll be
And
perfect.
gave it 0 vehicle emissions. We took the familiar
Yeah.
and made it revolutionary.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 2 Sonic grilled cheeseburgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger ready for pickup.
Introducing Solstice Lager by Stella Artois. Triple filtered for a smooth taste with citrus notes and a crisp finish. Exceptionally golden.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. When it comes to 5G, T-Mobile is the right play. T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network.
quiet first.
According to authorities, a massive sinkhole devastated several city blocks in Los Angeles. Based on the size and unknown depth, there is little hope of finding any survivors. I've got you!
Where the hell are we?
I know Brad Doherty has been very high on Kyle Larson, who right now is running in second, trying to chase down the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Brad Doherty will be on NBC Sports on Sirius XM on Wednesday with the Bagman and Pete Pistone. That's NASCAR Radio Channel 90. Live Wednesday. Eastern caution has come out. Daniel Suarez, smoke rolling out from underneath the 99.
Yeah, the 99's had some trouble. The 6 of Ryan Newman is also on pit road with heavy damage.
Oh my goodness.
41 of Cole Custer's on pit road also.
What happened here?
Newman's got a right front tire, left front tire issue. That sends him into the wall.
Oh,
Those guys
Custer's
just have nowhere
involved.
to go.
That's how quick it happens, right? I mean, you had
Las
nothing to do with it.
Vegas
You drive
is
down
not
the
going to
corner
be
and the wreck
happy
in
though.
front of you.
Custer's
Looks like how the damage occurred on the back of the 99. I don't know if that was created by the 41 or someone else.
Might be a big break by the 10 of Eric Almirola. I mentioned it on the way to break. It looked like it was smoking. You see currently definitely some sort of smoke coming out of the back of this car. The Ford emblem hasn't really changed color, so I don't know if it's oil or not. Let's listen into the 10.
Why are we smoking? I know, we're trying to figure that out right now. We don't see any tire rubs or anything like that. Yeah, it doesn't smell like tire. It doesn't smell like anything.
So at this point, you hope it's something simple, maybe too much oil in the rear end, coming out the breather line, some sort of smoke like that. My bigger concern is if you've had an issue in the rear end with like a seal or an axle seal, as much as you turn around this place, all that grease is going to go out to the right side, and that rear end gear is not going to survive. The tire itself doesn't look too shiny.
Yeah, that wheel doesn't look shiny either.
So they definitely have to diagnose it, but this will give them a chance to do that under yellow. I would come in, take the right sides off, take your time to try to see where this smoke is coming from.
It's interesting, Steve, that he said he couldn't smell anything. It didn't smell like anything. Rear end grease has a very distinctive smell. Transmission has a distinctive smell. He said he couldn't smell anything, so that's a little puzzling. Let's take another look at this crash here, riding on board. Daniel Suarez put zero sugar in him. Oh, he gets run into right there. So I think that might have been Bubba Wallace that got into the back of him. Created a lot of damage to the 99 car on the right quarter panel.
We'll have to look at the front of the
Left rear quarter panel. Yeah.
So coming?
I think that the 6 and the 41 might have had some contact on the straightaway.
You're
Oh,
absolutely right.
Bubba.
Look at that, June. Great call. 23 of Bubba Wallace was the one that made contact. That one matches the one right in front of him, like a puzzle piece.
Not about Wallace.
Yeah, I thought there was a tire down on the 6, but I believe there was something that created that issue for him.
Oh yeah,
a little bit
Custer.
before that.
Tap the 99.
Now, if you're a playoff car, this is what you're most nervous about, because you could just easily, you could have been a playoff car lapping the 6. You could have been racing the 6. I mean, you see the 9 at Chiaselli right there, 4 cars. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you see the 41. So the 6 cleared himself over across the nose of the 41, sends him into the fence, breaks the right front suspension, and they go into the corner of the wreck.
That was a great call. Trying to figure out why. I thought he had a flat tire, as you pointed out, but
Oh!
just have a look at it, Junior.
Yeah, so 6 is clearing himself over the 41 right there. Yeah, so they all slow up, and then that's where it's damage. Wallace, Bubba Wallace doesn't get slowed up. He didn't see it happen as quick as the guys in front of him.
Coming to pit road now to get those 4 fresh tires, fuel. Dylan.
Kyle Busch will come in from the 6th spot. Been battling that tight condition all evening long. Said that run was better, but it's still too tight, and his exit is where he suffers the most. He'll make 4 tires and fuel to change. Don't see a wrench. Looks like maybe just air pressure for the 18, Marty.
Kurt Busch, middle of your screen, said the car was better to start, but Manny cannot get back to the gas as the run goes on. Alex Bowman said his car still just a little bit too tight, but he feels like he can run the top a little bit better than he can the bottom of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Reddick, what a terrific run for Reddick on that last run from 13th to 8th on the racetrack. Very happy with his handling of the car, Dave.
Middle of your screen, coming in 9th was the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Tight on that run, wedge adjustment for him, 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Bottom of the screen, it fired off loose, but good that run, said the driver of the 24, William Byron. He came in 7th. Let's watch the race off pit road, Rick.
Yeah, still a lot of smoke coming out of the 10 as he comes out of his stall. As we look at Larson grabbing the top spot on pit road.
At T-Mobile for Business, unconventional thinking means we see things differently, so you can focus on what matters most. Whether it's ensuring food arrives as fresh as working parts, being first on the scene when every second counts, or teaching biology without a lab. We are the leader in 5G, #1 in customer satisfaction, and a partner who includes 5G in every plan. So you get it all, without trade-offs. Unconventional thinking. It's better for business.
Let's hear 1 hour.
We call that the Green Light effect. Green Light's the debit card for kids, with an app that teaches them how to earn and manage money. Now Noah's saving more than he's spending. Join more than 10 million parents and kids at greenlightcard.com.
If you've got a military, first responder, or law enforcement background, GovX.com is for you. Members save on epic brands and the gear they need for on and off-duty lives. Signing up is fast, easy, and totally free. If you qualify, visit GovX.com.
Let me be direct. Some people are paying more than double for teeth straightening with Invisalign. And then there's Smile Direct Club. You get a smile you love directed by one of their doctors with a liner sent directly to you. So the savings go directly to you. 60% less than Invisalign. And Smile Direct Club guarantees your smile for life. Your life. Choose Smile, choose Direct. Smile Direct Club. Love that song.
I need to try it.
For the Carvana IndyCar update, Alex Palou leads the championship point standings, coming off his 3rd win of the year. That was last week. At Ward next, followed by 2-time champ Joseph Newgard, 6-time champ Scott Dixon. Meanwhile, Mr. 7-time in NASCAR, Jimmy Johnson has run only road courses in his rookie IndyCar season, but recently actually tested on the oval in Texas. So the question remains, will he add ovals to a sophomore season, perhaps the Indy 500? Grand Prix of Monterey. Qualifying shows following our coverage tonight. And the race is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
Happy birthday to our old buddy Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
46 yesterday.
Getting close to his part,
Yeah, so Almirola came in, hit it, went back on the racetrack, came back down pit road, opened the hood. Let's take a listen to what the crew was saying.
We have a game plan? Do you know what it is? No, we got to open the hood to look at it. All we know is we got fluid inside the left front.
All right, so fluid inside the left front. Unfortunately, that doesn't tell me much. It could be brake fluid, it could be power steering fluid. Danny, what do you think?
He said they think it's an oil line. They did not get it that time, but you can tell.
And they're going to post the 10, so he'll get a black flag the last
They put us on the board. We got to get in. Not going to go. Not going to go. They're looking for oil.
Cautions come back out. They're afraid there might be some fluid on the track.
All right, so right here you see a crew member standing on pit wall in his right hand. That is an oil line. It doesn't look very long, so it tells me this perhaps is the oil line that feeds the oil cooler. It would be in the left front corner of the race car. They're going to open the hood. And now these lines, they don't even take a wrench. They just slide on with a clip.
You don't want to talk about it.
It's not a quick connect.
Well, what it is, it's a clasp that basically will go over it and clasps together. So they won't need a wrench. If they can do this and not lose a lap, it's going to be very impressive. And I'll actually go one further. I think you're better off to just lose a lap. Well, now the problem they have is the car's going green, so he's going to lose many laps because they're going to do this under speed.
No, went back to caution.
That's a huge break. Yeah, so they said they were looking for oil. When they said, hey, we're out here looking for oil, that immediately was the sign that, hey, that's the break for the 10 car. Because they can come down pit road, maybe get that line changed and not go as many laps down.
Well, and I'm going to applaud NASCAR. Remember, we've seen some cars in rain there's a lot on the line. They can't be dropping the green if there's potential fluid. Obviously, there is. They're putting Speedy Dry down. A huge break for Eric Almirola. This is going to be great to watch. Hood's going to come up. You're going to see some of the best mechanics at work right here. Take your time. Even if you have to lose a lap, lose it.
Shut
Shut off the motor. You can't have oil pumping if you're going to disconnect the line. They're going to go in here.
Steve, how hot is it in there?
Well, the oil is going to be 260 to 280 degrees. Everything under that hood is cooking. The headers are super hot. You see them spraying some brake clean, probably trying to figure out which line's leaking. The issue is, once everything's covered with oil,
the fan off. Shut the fan off.
Oh, yeah, shut the fan off. You don't want fingers next to that
Oh
electric
no,
fan.
I don't want people needed.
They're still not wanting to go yet. They're still out there trying to clean the track. So the longer they clean the track, the more of a break for Eric Almirola.
Well, the crew continues to work. Looks like one line off, the other line's going on. We'll update you when we return to Bristol.
I can. We will. Together, we become.
Idol Aura, the new fragrance. Lancôme.
One crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for you. And a delicious crispy spicy one for whoever needs a little kick in the keister. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich in classic or spicy for just $3.99. It's finger licking good.
We've been listening into the communication, and you can go inside the headsets as well with access to NASCAR Scanner for only $4.99 for the playoffs. NASCAR.com/scanner. Start your subscription tonight.
The crews continue to clean up some oil on pit road from that 10 car. They got that oil line changed and stayed on the lead lap. Great work by the 10. Let's listen in. I think that we have a few more updates on what they think the issue is.
All right, we're good here. Stay out here. You're going to see smoke for a little bit because the old oil still sitting there, but we got the line change that had a leak in it. Copy. We should just have to check over everything.
Mike McGravich, the crew chief, coaching his driver along. When you know you come to Bristol, it can be chaotic. But these are the types of things that so much preparation goes in. Who does what? Who's responsible for what situation? We see some oil sitting on pit wall. It doesn't look like they're going to go in. They would have to go into the back of the car, actually behind the driver is where the oil tank is.
Oil. Do they practice that? Is that a pit stop practice ever?
Maybe not practice it, but make sure you understand how the car works. Years ago, when you changed engines during practice, you were super familiar with how that car went together. I'm very impressed they pulled this off because without practice, without all of this stuff, it's been a long time since they had to go into the hood like that. So great work by the 10. That could be the difference, keeping them in the playoffs.
Keselowski on the inside, Larson on the outside, green flag back in the air.
Field feathers down into turn 1 and 2. A little bit of dust and debris. Speedy Dry on that bottom groove. Going to take a little bit of grip and speed and pace from that 2 car. He's losing spots right here as we continue off turn 4. Harvick gets by, dropping to 4th position. Blaney to the outside of Keselowski. Hamlin up front, looking around, trying to find a different line to get around the leader of Larson.
Kyle Busch, an 8-time winner here at Bristol.
Ow!
Big moment by
Oh,
Brad.
God.
He gets up off the bottom. He says, hey, man, that Speedy Drive a little bit too slick for me. Reddick creeping back into the picture. Lost a lot of positions at the very start of the race. Worked his way back into the top 10 here. Marty, you were in
throw in the candidate for drive of the night so far. How about Tyler Reddick? Restarted 13th a moment ago. He has now driven his way up to 7th, fighting for 6th with Kyle Busch. And he told me earlier this week, we have to get stage points early in this race. Well, they didn't do that in stage 1, but there was no panic on the 18 with Tyler or crew chief Randall Burnett. They just made the car consistently better. Right now in the top 10 and 7th and on the right side of the cut line as well.
See the guys battling for points. Kurt Busch is down below that cutoff line. Almirola, William Byron, and Michael McDowell, all the 4 drivers that have the least amount of points right now.
And the 6 of Ryan Newman, unable to repair his car. The clock's run out on his damaged vehicle policy, so he'll retire the car for you.
Looking back from the Toyota cam, Kyle Busch.
Steve, you like Reddick tonight. We talked earlier. He's running the bottom of the racetrack right there, and if this track opens up like it's doing, it's the kind of racetrack that you'd expect Reddick to be good at. Anywhere where you run a high line, him, Larson, all those guys with that dirt experience you talked about.
Yeah, just that rhythm, that entry speed. There's something about it. I mean, I'm not a driver, so I can't tell you. You are probably the best at running the top at all these different racetracks. And you always explain that it just seems so clear to you the speed you had to carry on entry to make the top work. Reddick seems to be just as comfortable doing that.
And I think why the dirt guys do it so well is because you use the throttle and brake so much differently on the top versus the bottom. And they can transition quickly from doing that, running the bottom to the top, where a lot of these guys sort of get settled into a groove and then they try to drive the top just like they drive the bottom, and that does not work.
Here's playoff problem updates. The 2 drivers, the 9 and the 22. The 22, a slow pit stop earlier. The 9 was caught speeding. Well, here they both are all the way back up in the 9th and 10th position. You talk about, cars that make the playoffs. How do they make the playoffs? This is how. Average cars, when you lose track position, you don't recover. You go home during the week and you say, if we'd have kept track position, we'd have had a good night. Great cars lose track position and they grind their way back into the top 10. We're not even 200 laps and they're back in the thing. That's the difference.
And Steve, I'll tell you what else helped. Remember how we were talking about you couldn't gain track position on the run before this? Well, that was a long green flag run. We've had a couple of restarts here, and with 2 of the best restarters in the business with Chase Elliott and Joey Logano, they've made it work. They found their way back to the top 10. So that's how you get track position tonight. Get a couple of good restarts makes all the difference in the world.
And Jeff, is it fair to say, or Dale Jr., is it fair to say the choose rule helps that? You can kind of gain some spots, maybe get a couple rows just by choosing whichever is the non-preferred lane.
Yeah, well, you get to pick what you want to pick, but so does everybody else, right? They all get to pick it as well. And I think it makes it more aggressive. I think the choose rule has really changed racing. And this outside lane, you see how it's come in. That's changed these restarts as well.
Reddick all the way up the racetrack in that 8. Now he's trying to get by Christopher Bell here. As we see Joey Logano to the inside of William Byron.
Bunch of points right in front of you, homie.
There you have it.
Yeah,
Coach William Byron.
Yeah, he's 10 points below the cut line right now. And when you talk points, he needs as many as he can get.
When I look at those points, my head hurts. I mean, 7 plus 1, minus 1, minus 5, minus 10. It's so close.
Marty.
Hey guys, let's give you an update on Kurt Busch sitting in 17, talking on the radio right now to his crew chief Matt McCall, and he has told the guys, we have just not hit it tonight. And that just now talking about maybe a vibration. He's worried about it being perhaps a loose wheel that has come about as well. But one of the things he said that was very interesting, Junior, he said, just feels like the ride heights on the car are not right. Like we didn't set them right. And whatever we do, it's not going to make the car what we want. Kurt Busch still mired back in 17.
Yeah, if the car's too low, obviously it's going to be getting into the racetrack. Splitter's going to be on the track. You're going to have to come in, put Packer in the car, and get it up off the track. If the heights are too high, your car's just not going to be aerodynamically as sound as you'd like it to be. It's going to cost you a lot of pace.
And man, Eric Jones right here, guys. Eric Jones having a good night. Passing Joey Logano. Half of the races Eric Jones has run here in a Cup car, he's finished in the top 5.
Mention added an Eric Jones story. Remember, he's officially announced that he'll be returning to Richard Petty Motorsports. And boy, look at this.
And to be fair, Eric does a great job. That team does well here too. They've done great. Bubba Wallace in the past behind the wheel, so showing up with a great race car for a solid driver at this racetrack.
Once again, a
a lot of traffic in front of the pack here. The 5 of Larson has been able to negotiate through. And now Denny Hamlin's going to try that low line to see if he can get by this traffic as well.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's possible with Rebelsis. Rebelsis works differently than any other diabetes pill to lower blood sugar in all 3 of these ways. Increases insulin when you need it, decreases sugar, and slows food. The majority of people taking Rebelsis lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7. People taking Rebelsis lost up to 8 pounds. Rebelsis isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rebelsis if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer, or had multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Rebelsis and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rebelsis with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Wake up to what's possible with Rebelsis. You may pay as little as $10 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider about Rebelsis today. You're invited on a crisscrossing journey across the world of speed. Setting it ablaze. Full throttle insanity. Where will it end? Who will rip off Phoenix with donuts and joy? Man, that was wild. Time will tell. But for now, ride with me. NASCAR playoffs continue in Las Vegas next Sunday on NBCSN.
For almost a century, the Ryder Cup has pitted America versus Europe. This year at Whistling Straits, the U.S. team looking to reclaim the trophy on American turf. Ryder Cup is Friday through Sunday on NBC, Golf, and Peacock. Go to RyderCup.com for news, highlights, and much more. Steve, we're going to be focused on that one as NASCAR Cup Series playoffs from Bristol. Telecast presented by Applebee's continues.
I'll be focused on it. I'll be cheering on Americans with a little bit of controversy, right? Brooks Koepka came out with some comments about the Ryder Cup that Paulie everything he had to say. So we'll see. I think if old Brooks can go out and win all his matches, all will be forgotten. But if he doesn't play well, it'll be interesting.
Butch Harmon said, I think what you need to do is put Brooks and Bryson together. The very first match, and say, go out there and win a point for America.
I'm not sure if the coaching needs to be like the best idea. No. I'd be like, look, y'all don't have to like each other. Y'all don't even have to play together. Just win.
Looking back from the subway, on board of Kevin Harvick. Harvick running up in the top 3. Great race in this 2021 season for Kevin Harvick. We haven't seen him running up here in the top 5 as much this year. Junior, as you mentioned earlier, Harvick, the winningest driver a year ago. And I think we've all been surprised that he hasn't been able to find victory lane yet this season.
I watched Harvick run the high line here at Bristol for years, and he has a very unique way of running it. He enters a little bit lower than everybody else, but carries a ton of speed to the center of the corner, and he maintains. You'd think that would hurt him on exit, but he maintains on exit. I don't know how he does it, but he enters really low, chops the entry, drives deep into the corner, and then rolls that top on exit and never really gives up a ton on that corner exit. So it's an interesting line, different than most guys. A lot of guys enter higher than he does, but it's what he likes.
See Kyle Busch trying to hold off.
Oh, we got a car in the wall. Big crash down in turn 3 of 4.
Oh, big crash! What the?
Selected, including the 78. That's BJ.
Oh my God, McLeod! No.
Also Anthony Alfredo in the 38. That car's been shortened up.
Saw Anthony get in the corner, into the fence, come down the track in front of the 78 of BJ McLeod.
Oh,
There's the damage as he
what the heck?
plowed into the side of Anthony.
This is really unfortunate. unfortunate for some of these smaller teams like the 78 of BJ McLeod. It's not just a poor finish, but this is a race car that's going to need major repairs if they plan on running it at any point during the rest of the season. Let's take another look there, guys.
You see the
You'll
wreck?
see, Anthony, a little bit of contact there. Was that?
He got a little help from the 7, I believe, of Corey LaJoy. Yeah, it looks to me like
I'm
the
not
7
on
just sends him
screen.
off into the corner. I don't know if he was off the pace or what
I don't have
happened
a
there.
map.
Nowhere for BJ McLeod to go. He gets into the left front.
77 collects. Yeah, huge contact
well.
77.
Yeah, Justin Haley, he advanced into the playoffs. His Xfinity playoffs start next week.
Oh, look at this.
Joey's
But
like,
Logano's like, I don't even care.
Nowhere for them to go. Thank goodness.
Oh yeah, Logano was my age for good.
There's the damage to Haley in the 77.
Yeah, I'm going to guess Corey trying to go around that 38 was getting a little frustrated with it.
And that's the point of Bristol, right? So one driver gets frustrated, and then he, sends a guy off into the corner, drives by, collects 3 other guys. They had nothing to do with it.
And this is how that happens is you can run down a car, be way faster, but if he wants to, he can make it almost impossible to pass you on the bottom of the racetrack. So he'll just run that top, and he can hold you up.
That caution was a big break for Eric Almirola. We saw him. He had to start at the back of everybody because he was on pit road a second, third time. Well, that caution is going to let him get caught back up, and he'll be able to restart with lead lap cars this next restart.
Yeah, the leader was literally 10 car lengths behind this guy. Eric Almirola was about to go a lap down quickly.
A lot of people would say, okay, wait a second. Corey LaJoy, he's running back there in, 27th position. Why is he being aggressive and everything? But Junior, you made a comment yesterday. I think you and Jeff were both talking about how aggressive these guys are racing from 20th to 30th. They're all fighting for positions. There's a race almost within the race with these guys.
Yeah, and they've raced each other all year long. So, they're over it. So, let's listen to what Corey has to say.
Guy's got to pick a lane. If he's wrecked, it goes from the top to the bottom.
It feels like that Anthony was not holding a consistent lane. We kind of get into it a little bit late. Don't know what happened off of turn 2.
.47 or Stenhouse comes in the picture. I think he avoided any sort of damage.
Not a lot of damage on the front of the 7 of LaJoy either. But it brings out the 4th caution of the night for Bristol.
That run was 39 laps, so this might be one of those times in the race where we may not see everybody come to pit road. 25 cars in the lead lap, 27 to go in the stage. We're getting ready to determine, how much do they think tires are worth. We know track position's super valuable. It doesn't seem like there's a ton of activity. We'll just have to see what all these crew chiefs think. And if everybody does come to pit road, does someone like Kurt Busch stay out and just try to flip this track position and work his way back up into the top 5?
The reason pit road is not open yet, they're cleaning up the oil, the fluid that came out the cars in 3 and 4, and it's right on the entrance to pit road that comes out of turn 4. So we're waiting for pit road to open. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Frustrations to racing at Bristol.
You had to force an apology, which to me is just childish. What a joke he is.
Look at this.
Just like every form of racing he's ever been in, it's always somebody else's fault.
Fields are very, very hot right now.
You just use one hand.
The fuse is lit.
I've got some really good words for him, but I can't say it on TV.
Hey, everybody, it's Bristol. They're fighting.
So tempers sometimes flare when you come to Bristol Motor Speedway. Some of the best moments are Bonnie just wanted to rattle his cage a little bit.
You know, something that I'm not sure the fans understand is if your driver goes and does something that they cheer for that perhaps NASCAR doesn't like, somehow NASCAR thinks the crew chief had control of the driver. You have to go to the trailer with your driver. You get yelled at. I've been up there and pushed to get the Gordon Kenseth push. I got invited over there. I was like, man,
And yeah, want to do a red flag.
So the field actually has been stopped right now on the front stretch as they're cleaning up the fluid that was put down on the track. So a red flag has come out just a couple seconds into that now. They'll continue to clean that up. They didn't want to lose any laps. Only 25 still to go in stage 2.
At USA Day, we've been called to exclusive, and we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who honorably serve. No matter their rank, when they were in. A Marine just out of basic, or petty officer from 73. And even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably serve and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
I don't know which one's more impressive.
Albert's worships the ground you run on because it's the only ground we've got. That's why we're focused on natural materials with supernatural abilities. Things like eucalyptus fiber that wick sweat, dry quick, breathe easy, and fit great the natural way.
Guys, feeling tired, getting soft, growing old? Wake up and grab Ageless Male Max
With KSM 66 to help boost total testosterone and be the man you want to be.
If you've served in the military, first responder, or law enforcement communities, then join GovX.com. On GovX.com, you'll find all the gear you need for your on- and off-duty life. Become a member and save on hundreds of brands. If you qualify, join for free at GovX.com.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Ford. Built Ford proud. South Point Hotel, Casino and Spa, where the racers stay in Las Vegas. And by the Sonic Grilled Cheeseburger. For a limited time, only in Sonic.
Hey everybody, welcome to NASCAR America Motor Mouse. Hi, my name is Brody, and I'm 9 years old. You guys think that grandkids look sweet?
so many great ones. I love that the fans get that opportunity. If you're at home wondering if you've got a driver in the championship right now who's on that bubble, where do you sit? Well, Richard Childress just sits right up there. Look at RC. Been good. Now, he did, guys. I noticed he got a little cold. He went and got a vest, but, you know, he's been watching Tyler. Tyler's sitting right now in 12th. It's so cool to see, you know, there's so many different drivers and how they like to participate. You guys know, seeing RC down here every single weekend, you see that he still has that same passion, that same love. And, guys, I'll be honest. I think if Tyler Reddick can get in there, he might take us to Applebee's, might get us a milkshake, 2 straws, and he'd probably pick up the check. Girl, he got you. That's how he rolls.
That's how he rolls. RC. Grab a sip of water. All right, let's take a look at the Cup playoff standings presented by Xfinity. And again, top 12 advance. So the bottom 4 in points will be out after tonight as far as playoff contention. Tyler Reddick, Eric Almirola, William Byron, Michael McDowell, all below that line right now.
This one's going to take all 500 laps. I mean, it is so close. Hey, look at these guys so far tonight. You know, in stage 1, the 10, the 1, the 48, the 8. None of those guys getting any playoff stage points.
William Byron fighting just 5 points behind. Under red flag condition, we'll be back after the track cleanup continues.
What does it feel like to sell your car to Carvana? It feels amazing. You get a great offer in seconds. It feels too good to be true. It's kicking back and relaxing as we pick up your car. And when you get paid on the spot, it feels like scoring big. You know the feeling. You just never imagined you could get it from selling your car. Well, with Carvana, you can. Experience the new way to sell a car.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. When it comes to 5G, T-Mobile is the right play. T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network.
The great thing about the app is we're going to get happy hour pricing on our drinks. That's right. No matter what time. It's happy hour every hour. Let's be honest. Anytime I see a discount, I'm going to go for it. Right. I don't care what it is. I have to have that.
Yeah. Anything that is half price tastes twice as good. Right?
Right.
Roll the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
It's the Bass Pro Shops night race. Bristol Motor Speedway. And a red flag caution, so the cars begin to roll. Again, just 25 to go in the second stage. Listen in on Ryan Blaney's race.
I had a lead. I think I take it. If my kids get the lead, on top, but if my kids lead, stay. I think so. I don't even think front row does it because you get stuck on the bottom, you know?
All right, so that basically is crew chief driver conversation. Sounds like the 12th Ryan Blaney will be coming to pit road unless the 3 cars in front of him stay out. He said not even front row. So don't stay out if you're going to be in second, because I think we get stuck on the bottom. So Larson, Hamlin, Harvick, if they come to pit road, Blaney will stay on the racetrack. And that's the advantage of not being the leader. Not that you ever not want to be the leader, Marty, but there is a small advantage in these situations.
Same debate on the One Radio. Listen in.
It's such a double-edged sword right now with who's going to stay out, who's not. I'm assuming the 8's going to stay out. 48, I don't think will. All right, so we're the pretty much last car on the lead lap right now, right? There's only about 3 behind us. There's 8 behind us. 7 pit, then we still stay out because we might need to grab stage points.
And this is a team with a vibration currently. That's how important stage points are, Dylan. Do they stay out or do they pit right here?
Looks like about everybody is going to stay out. So we've got the 12 coming down. Looks like the top 3 or 4, though, stayed out.
And as As promised, Kurt Busch counted cars. His spotter Tyler Green did, we should say, and they're going to come take care of that vibration right now. He said, hey, we were much better on that run before. We've got to figure out how to get back to there. Meanwhile, Alex Bowman saying that his car way too tight. On the last stop, they did 2 rounds in the right rear. They also put a spring rubber in as well, 2 free, I should say, for Alex Bowman. Meanwhile, front side of pit road, here comes Tyler Reddick, and he said, we were not as good as we were that last time. They make an adjustment. He fell out of the top 10, Dave.
So the 12 ends up doing the opposite of what we thought, perhaps 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. He said the 4th turn exit is extraordinary, but I'm chattering the fronts. That's what the adjustment was for.
They'll have the choose code when we come back for the restart.
In 2016, I was working at the Amazon warehouse when my brother passed away, and a couple of years later, my mother passed away. After taking care of them, I knew that I really wanted to become a nurse. Amazon helped me with training and tuition. Today, I'm a medical assistant, and I'm studying to become a registered nurse. Hindi ko kayo makakalimutan.
Our crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich can make you feel a lot of things. The spicy one can make you feel, what's the word? Tingly? Yeah, tingly. McDonald's spicy, crispy chicken sandwich.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
Print. Come on! Print.
Do you suffer from cartridge conniptions? Be conniption free thanks to the cartridge-free Epson EcoTech printer. A ridiculous amount of ink.
Do I look like a money tree?
The Epson EcoTech. Just feel it chill.
With Advanced Same Day, you get the parts you need fast. Get free delivery today. Or pick up your parts curbside or in store in just 30 minutes. Get your parts and get going with Advanced Same Day.
2 former MVPs are going to lead their teams on Sunday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs visit Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Coverage starting at 7 p.m. Eastern with Football Night in America on NBC and Peacock.
The fireworks, I don't know what the total is in that game, but they're going to put up, what, 60 or 65 points? Yeah. They move the ball down the field.
2 impressive quarterbacks there. As there was indecision and actually a really close call by the guys that were up front with Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin. A very late decision to stay off of pit road. Take a look at how close this is.
Very important. You cannot touch this orange box right there, and then very close for Denny Hamlin. It was clean, but much closer than you would want to be. If you touch that box, it's a violation. You lose your track position.
So many times at Bristol City, we see the field split, meaning different strategies. Well, that just happened. Some people pitted, some people didn't. I think this is a huge point in the race for William Byron. We know that he needs points. He's got himself in position right now in 6th to go get some stage points. The problem is the cars behind him, only 2 behind him is Kevin Harvick. So you have Stenhouse Jr. and Wallace in front of Harvick, but Harvick leads the pack with 4 tires. So can William Byron stay in front of Kevin Harvick and get stage points, or are they going to go blowing by him and he ultimately get no stage points? Huge moment for William Byron right here.
20 laps to go in stage 2. Let's check in with KP and DJ.
You know, listen to those guys, DJ. It tells, just like we said in pre-race, how important stage points are. We see half these guys pit knowing they need stage points. Half these guys stay out protecting themselves. I don't want to be William Byron right now.
No, that's a difficult position to put your driver in, but you're trying to make it to the next round of the playoffs. You have to take chances like this. Go get what you can. Fortunately for him, the racetrack is widened out. That could be beneficial to him here.
Yeah, this is going to be the most important 10 or 15 laps for William Byron, maybe of the season, Rick.
See if he makes the right decision here as they are choosing which line they want to restart in. He's going to start on the high side.
That's an important choose. I like the top. I think you can get pinned at the bottom with older tires.
Yeah, I like that top as well. William will be starting behind Kyle Busch. Bubba Wallace in the 23 on the inside, so William maybe
advance a few positions in these first few laps.
Yes, give you some drivers to look for. Kevin Harvick, Blaney, Bell, Reddick. Those are the first 4 on new tires.
Yeah,
Harvick, Blaney, Bell.
And the top 8 stayed out. So they have the older tires up front. We'll see what Harvick can do with that. As you mentioned, he's the first one that is on the fresher tires. The field approaching the Geico restart zone. There will be 18 laps to go in stage 2.
We're back. I was just making some things.
See William Byron back here fighting on the outside of that 4 car, trying to keep that position. They've not really been able to just go right by him with those newer tires. Didn't think tires meant a lot last night, Steve, and tonight it appears that tires not too critical now. They've also been sitting and cooling down under the red flag.
Yeah, I agree. A little bit of a dress rehearsal perhaps for the end of the race, but you mentioned that red flag. I do think, oh man, look here. 3 wide.
Oh!
Oh man. Now William Byron's on the bottom. Can his car work on the bottom? Will he get stuck down there? What's Harvick going to do? Harvick's going to try to jump on the outside of him or not? See a battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Hamlin once again in the 11. They cross the stripe with 14 to go. Hamlin right up to the back bumper of Larson. Maybe even gives him a little bit of the bumper.
This battle for William Byron is so difficult. If he can clear Kyle Busch, it would be huge. If he doesn't clear him, somebody's going to try to jump on the outside of him and go with Kyle Busch around him. But William doing a great job of battling.
Denny Hamlin's decided to climb up the banking a little bit, a little higher, a little air to the nose. Will he get to the right rear quarter panel of 5? He's there in turn 1.
Kyle had to give it to him there. Kyle jumps in the throttle. He's able to clear him up off of 2. Move back up against the fence. Try to protect that position.
Now 11 to go. Here comes Brad Keselowski into the picture.
Denny's done such a great job, having not won all year long. He's gained so many points, playoff points, over the last couple of weeks. Trying to get one more here at the end of this stage. Brad Keselowski drawing in on this battle for the lead. We continue to watch William Byron trying to maintain his track position in this stage.
And Junior, it was amazing that it took Denny until the start of the playoffs to get his first win of 2021. So winning at Darlington, maybe that shot in the arm, the boost that he needed to keep the momentum going here, as now he's chasing after Larson and has Keselowski behind him.
It's the playoff points, I think, that's the one thing that's been the most impressive, because that's going to carry him further into the playoffs and give him that opportunity to try to race for his first championship. So he really wasn't in a great position with playoff points. Now he's in a good spot, and he would definitely love this stage win if he can get it.
He's gained 9 playoff points in these playoffs, so great start.
I don't think you're a Final Four guy without at least 20 playoff points.
Blaney's been struggling on this since this restart. Kyle Busch struggling as well.
Byron holding on to a top 5 spot, needs every point he can get, potentially getting some stage points at the end of stage 2. Tyler Reddick in the same boat, needs those points. Reddick just 2 points above the cut line with Kyle Busch right on his back bumper. And a lot of traffic in front of him. Trying to go by Bubba Wallace now. Anthony Alfredo in the 38 taking that car back onto pit road. Kyle Busch still working that high line, Dylan.
Yeah, he's trying anything he can. You can see him kind of moving all over the racetrack. Just has been tight all evening long. Now, the start of the day, he said, we just kind of need a typical solid Bristol night for us, 5th through 10th, which is where he's running. But they are trying to get on top of this race car. There was some pretty detailed discussion between him and his crew chief in Bayshore under that red, just trying to get this race car better because they don't want to run 10th. They want to get up there and challenge for the lead, but not going to be able to do it with the car they've got right now.
They got plenty of time still to go. There's 252 laps
remaining in this race, although there's only less than 2 to go here in stage 2, as Larson and Hamlin will get the 1 to go in stage 2.
William Byron passes the 9 of Chase Elliott. That's another point. That puts the 24 above the cut line.
That was a huge stage for William Byron.
Larson's going to win stage 2. Hamlin will finish in second. So those two swapping positions 14 times. Larson has won a stage, and that becomes the 54th playoff point of 2021 for Kyle Larson, who has been dominant in 2021, but as of late looking for some type of a momentum booster. Well, maybe winning stage 2 will propel him up front to the Bristol win.
From her friends, Jess, they wanted to say good luck on the interview.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my God. I hope I don't make a kick. Okay.
Confidence looks great on you. Toyota, let's go places.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? No more trips to the post office. No more paying full price for postage. And great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters. Ship packages. Anytime, anywhere. For less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer. A 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
Guys, feeling tired, getting soft, growing old? Wake up and grab Ageless Male Max with KSM 66 to help boost total testosterone and be the man you want to be.
I discovered self by searching up the word self-care. Watching my credit score and wanting to build that up was a part of my self-care. Joining self not only gave me the tools to build my credit, but it also gave me hope.
I'm just gonna keep your phone like that because I know after this pit stop, we're gonna be back in cars.
Kyle Larson going to work his way down pit road. The discussion between he and crew chief Cliff Daniels is that he's too loose early, but feels like they get better obviously as the run goes. But then he gets too tight early. They're going to opt to not make any changes to the 5 car for now. Kyle Busch in the middle of your screen. He is still just too tight. Track bar adjustment in the back window. 4 tires in fuel, Marty.
Eddie Hamlin said he was way looser, Dylan, on that very short run to end stage 2. He was kind of mad at himself, honestly, for the way he approached trying to pass Kyle Larson for the lead. Meanwhile, Chase Elliott on the front side of pit road said the car's really good. Once he gets going, he has come from the back, Dave, to the top 5.
7 valuable stage points for William Byron in the 24 plus 1 earlier. Will that be enough for tonight? He's got to finish strong. The 2-car of Brad Keselowski, 3rd on that run. Not bad. Just a small adjustment to keep up with the way the track is changing.
A lot of split strategies taking place as we pass the halfway point of this race. And one of the things that we know will happen is tempers will flare. Yep, that's DJ. So wishing he would have caught that helmet. Tony Stewart, pretty good two-handed toss. Eddie Hamlin, the Hans device. How about Ward Burton? Ward did not like the way he was raised by. Oh yeah, that's right, Coach.
Sorry, guys.
So the helmet throw, definitely one of the more
Sorry about that, guys.
at Bristol Run. You got all the guys that we highlighted there, DJ, and is there going to be some more maybe tempers flaring tonight?
Well, Rick, I mean, we're in what we would refer to as the throw zone, right? Tempers are about to flare, so we're going to see, I feel like, some stuff fly tonight. So, yeah, how about Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett? He's holding this beautiful helmet. About $1,500 before you get it painted $3,000. Dale, you've just been cut off. What do you do? Yeah, you just pinch your helmet. That's not enough. Try the Hans. Try the Hans. That's $2,000. Just fly right over his head. You know what? Like a pirate throwing your booty around. Look at that. Oh, sorry, Kyle. It's not you. It's actually, it is you. Couldn't hit him. But guys, we are
saw him that upset earlier today.
He threw something.
He did. It was totally different, though. This was DJ. He made the comment to us earlier. He said, in Tennessee, I throw helmets. In Virginia, I throw golf clubs.
He's talking about this one. He said, you know, he was nowhere near in the right frame of mind, but the boss move would have been if he'd have caught the helmet back off the car. That would have made it the best helmet throw ever.
Yeah. I think that was Bobby Hillin in the 90 car, if I'm not mistaken. I think him and DJ and Kyle both had a problem with him at that year.
I mean, he's going to throw something like the Hans and the booties. That doesn't have quite the same effect. If you're willing to throw your helmet,
yeah,
that's a new level.
Well, helmets were only a couple $100 back then.
Yeah.
Well, that was a special helmet, too, DJ.
Yeah.
Junior, you pointed that out.
That year, Dale Jarrett wore a different helmet from a different NFL team every week, and that was the Chiefs helmet that he threw there.
We're seeing Tyler Reddick.
Car back on pit road.
Yeah, back on pit road.
That's you, Steve. This is a great time. Some guys did stay out. Harvick stayed on the track. Blaney. I thought this would have been a good opportunity for a guy like Kurt Busch or somebody to stay out on the track as well. Leapfrog about 10 or 15 cars in track position. To see him putting the lug nut on the right rear.
Yeah, what the problem is going to be for the 8 is if you pit a second time, now you don't have the opportunity to pull up, back up to the back of the lap down cars. You can only do that if you pit the first time by. I want to clear something up a little bit too, but we showed the 5 and the 11 kind of swerve back up and miss that orange box. I had mentioned if they touched it, it'd be a penalty. The truth is, if you touch it and you go on pit road, that's a penalty. You are allowed to touch it if you stay on the racetrack. And here at Bristol, the way you leave pit road, you do hit that box quite a bit. Marty.
You saw them inserting the lug nut on the 8 car there just to make sure that they had gotten them all on there for Tyler Reddick. Loose wheels, bad thing here at Bristol, and they seem to happen quite frequently. So why did the 1 pit again? To that question that Dale Jr. asked a moment ago, asked Matt McCall about that, because they pitted at 227. To your point, Junior, could have stayed out with all those that did stay out, the 7 that did stay on the racetrack. Matt McCall said our car just is nowhere in the game right now. We had to work on the car, so we took this opportunity to take another swing at it.
Maybe they'll get an opportunity later in the race to sort of flip this track position for them.
The 4, the 12, and the 22 have officially clinched a spot in the round of 12 based upon the points and where they're running. They will make it into the next round. Steve, we're going to talk strategy a little bit. This is going to be a long, potentially a long green flag run. How long can certain guys stay out? Different tire strategies for different drivers in the field. As Harvick now across the start-finish line, leading
let's
Bristol.
go.
Blaney taking that high line as well. Christopher Bell in the 20 on the inside. Now under attack from the 19 as Smart Tricks Jr. goes by, and then it's 3 wide. Here come those pressure tires.
Yeah, they got Ryan Priest stuck in the middle here, down the back straightaway. Blaney trying the bottom, Harvick showing it to him.
For the lead, 2 Fords running up front.
You see what's happening. Priest on the bottom of the racetrack, stuck in the middle. That was the concern.
Oh, a contact.
Yeah, I thought he was getting ready to get turned around off the nose of the tube, but that's what Matt McCall was telling Marty, that, it sounds good, but if you don't feel like you have the car to hold the track position, you can make your night even worse if you stay out, put your driver in a bad spot.
How many laps can they go, Steve, on fuel, and how long would you want to stay out on tires?
You go about 150, 160 laps. This is not a track you want a short pit on. You're going to lose a ton of laps heading under under green. Even only running one side of the pit road, it's 2 to 3 laps to pit. So it would take a long run to do it, but we've seen it before.
Blaney still trying to hound this leader. Harvick moving up the racetrack now, trying to get that run off the high side. Blaney to the bottom.
Go Blaney!
He clears the 4. Now we have a new leader, Ryan Blaney.
And he made that look easy, didn't he? Roll right around the bottom 1 and 2. Car looked great.
Yeah, Harvick's got slowed right through the middle of the corner. Not sure if he's tight or loose, but right here just doesn't have the speed he had before.
3 wins already on the 2021 campaign for Ryan Blaney, is now leading at Bristol.
These guys stayed out on the racetrack, and sometimes those tires cycle for the better, sometimes for the worse. It looks like it's helped this 12 car take off and fire off and take the lead, and Harvick struggling just a bit. Oh, the 12th car almost in the wall in turn 3
Oh.
and 4.
Oh my God, Blaney.
A lot of dust flying up the racetrack. He keeps it off the fence. Gives up a lot of time. Harvick closes back
Good.
in.
All right, Blaney, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Just stepped up above the groove, and there's nothing but debris up there.
Whoa.
Right there, the right front gets in the dirt.
Smoke
You have to
up
get out
there.
of the gas, slow the car
Blaney.
down.
Yes.
If
All
not,
right, Harvick's on board.
you're going to send it right
Look
into
at
the
that.
fence.
Oh my God.
Pick up a ton of
That's
debris, a
close.
couple corners go by before you kind of work that off of the right side tires, and then you get back to work. As this race goes on, I think you'll be able to run up there. I think they'll eventually get that cleaned off. Right now, it's just not clean enough.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I was going to say, with all those oil leaks, you know, the speedy dry, there's a lot of debris out there that you're going to have to get blown back off.
Surprisingly, for a guy who has never won here at Bristol, this has been the racetrack that he's led the most laps. Ryan Blaney. Marty.
Hey, Rick, we wondered how Paul Wolf was going to get some track position back for Joey Logano. You see Kyle Larson going by him. What do they do in this last stop? See, they went with left side tires only here in the race last year. The last time we raced here at Bristol on the concrete, left side tire wear was a big factor. So they went with left sides on the 22 and gained them a bunch of track position.
I like the aggression for the track position. It's just always been hard for me when I put just lefts on to try to guess where the balance goes. Rights, you have a big notebook. You kind of normally know it tightens you up a little bit. Left sides, I seem to struggle, you know, making the right adjustment to match just new left side tires.
Truex just doesn't have the speed that I thought he would have. He and his teammate Kyle Busch both coming into this race. I just feel like they are two of the favorites, but so far tonight, not really race winning speed. This track will continue to change though, Dave.
So Ryan Blaney leading at Bristol, top of your screen. Remember what he said to Marty after the race last week at Richmond? Write it down. September 2021. I had fun at Richmond. That was a good run for them there. This track has not been much better. Richmond average finished about 22nd. His average finish here is 20th. So to come around today and have a solid run here, and again, what I talked about earlier, this not being their best round, this is a big plus for Ryan Blaney right now.
Blaney, of course, not in contention or any kind of jeopardy of not making it into the next round. As we see still a hornet's nest here. Logano, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron. Byron's one of those drivers that's fighting to get every point he possibly can. Marty.
We've talked a lot about Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney leading right now. We better keep an eye on that 9 car of Chase Elliott. He restarted this run just a moment ago in 18th. He's sitting in 8th right now, looking at 7th right in front of him. And remember earlier, they had that speeding penalty. He went from the back all the way to the top 5. So Chase Elliott has a car they're fairly confident they can win with tonight. He's showing it right now.
I'll say, guys, lap traffic is getting more and more intense. There's a few cars out there that have had some damage, and they're a little bit more off the pace. So now you have cars that are just a couple laps down. They're racing those damaged cars, and then you have the leaders catching them. There's a really two big packs kind of getting stacked up.
Up in third, we see Christopher Bell as we take a look at the Toyota driver update. Dave.
Rick, they made that car better earlier with snapping loose on late exit, and it has improved for Christopher Bell. And Steve, earlier you talked about him being good in lap traffic. I know where you learned that. It was on NASCAR American Motor Mouse. This week he talked about how sprint car racing with no spotter, he had to work his way through lots of lap traffic. And to quote him, one thing I love about Bristol is lap traffic. And I don't know if I've ever heard a driver say, I love lap traffic. Christopher Bell does.
He's done a great job in this round to put himself in a position to advance. And we go into a round with racetracks like Las Vegas, Talladega, and the Roval that are kind of question marks for everybody. You know, they're kind of tracks where you got to be good, but also very lucky. So he's probably more under the radar than anyone else, having the most unassuming playoff run, but doing it.
Blaney, Harvick, Bell, 1, 2, 3 here at Bristol. We go NASCAR nonstop.
Where most people probably know that Geico could save them money on car insurance, right? You see, the thing is, Geico, well, could help them save on boat insurance too. Oi! Okay, I'm ready to come in now. Hello?
I'm trying my best.
Seriously, I'm serious. Request to come ashore.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
I need 3 uncorked slushes. Adding strawberries to the sangria. Order it. Sonic uncorked slushes. Ready for pickup.
I need to try it first.
No pressure from behind. 5 seconds.
Trying to win his first championship.
One more lap to go.
Jimmy Johnson wins his 7th.
It's never been about racing anyone else.
You'll have to see it to believe it. Whoever said that, he must have been talking about Talladega. It's a place where chaos mixes with speed, where a town turns into a city, and a weekend becomes a lifetime of memories. It's a tradition like no other, and a track like no other. And after it's all over, you still won't believe it ever happened.
Man, that was wild.
NASCAR at Talladega, October 2nd through the 3rd. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
You're invited on a crisscrossing journey across the world of speed. The NASCAR playoffs continue at Las Vegas.
And here we go.
That's a flag, baby. You're in the winner. Awesome, man. Light 'em up, baby.
Over.
This NASCAR Cup Series playoffs from Bristol is telecast presented by Applebee's, and that's how close the lead is. Blaney trying to hold off the 4 of Harvick. Harvick with momentum on the high side now.
Harvick's starting to work the entire line on corner exit. You talked about that strange line he has getting into the corner, especially off of turn 4. Harvick's really running higher, at much higher. Look at how high he is on the exit of 4. And it's really helping him without
Why
the
is it
first
blurry?
So when they both enter to run the top, he goes in a car length lower.
Mm.
It doesn't hurt that exit. Typically, like this lower entry would make the exit slower. But he's able to maintain with the 12 car. How Rodney Childers gets this 4 car to turn with that straighter entry is beyond me. But now he's going to try to pin him behind this 6 car of David Starr. This is his chance.
Lap traffic coming into play. Blaney able to stay in front of the 4. The bottom once again for Harvick.
Yeah, Harvick's going to stay on this bottom. Going to try to run the top this time. No, still on the bottom. Hoping to try to block him behind these lap cars. Look at that corner exit. That's what he's hoping to do, is get on the outside of Blaney off the 4.
Close call once again there as they were going by the 53 of Garrett Smithley.
Back of Blaney's car starting to move around a little bit. He's a little free.
34 McDowell there to your left. The last car the last car in the lead lap.
Oh, look at here, this lap traffic. It's going to be difficult. Blaney shoots the middle. But right here, both of them struggle to get off the corner.
No.
That double zero. Trying to get as he can. The race leaders as they're fighting for the lead. See Harvick back to the bottom.
Well, that 20 car, that traffic has allowed him to close in.
Bell was looking at the inside of Harvick. Now Harvick back to the bottom of the racetrack. And McDowell trying to stay on the lead lap, but he'll go down a lap now.
Bell to the inside of the 4 car of Harvick down into turn 1 and 2. Harvick's going to have the momentum off of 2. He's going to complete that pass or keep the position.
Harvick just got caught in a bad spot behind Josh Bilicki. once he was able to clear Josh, then he could just go back to the line that he wanted to run. Dylan.
Junior, you were talking about what Rodney Childers does to get this four-car to roll around here so well. He credits his days as a driver himself and the things that he needed his car to do at various short tracks around the Carolinas, just kind of things that he's felt firsthand behind the steering wheel that he tries to apply here. He said visually you can watch cars go around this racetrack and see what you need them to do. So they've kind of got the dual threat. They've got the driver behind the wheel that knows what he needs out of the car. They've got that man Rodney Childers with driving experience himself who knows what the car needs to do too.
Rodney Childers, such a good crew chief. He and Kevin Harvick get along so well.
Rodney was a great driver in the short track late model ranks. Would have made it, I believe, had he got the right brakes. Harvick to the bottom is going to clear the 12. I think Blaney just said, I've had enough. Too much pressure too early in this race for me.
Harvick out front.
He lets his four car come out. Now's a chance for him to learn. Maybe he sees this line, that entry, sees where the four cars beat him. If he can't replicate the line, he can at least say to his team, get beat here. That's what his car's doing better than mine. The light bulb goes off. I need more grip in this part of the racetrack.
Harvick out front. I think back in 2014 when they went to Stewart-Haas Racing and the two were paired up, Rodney Childers, Kevin Harvick. You know, that's the first time they had worked together. They go and win the championship their first year together.
I'll go back to the first test together. I'll never forget that in Charlotte. And we were all scratching our heads. They were so fast, and they haven't slowed down since. Yeah.
But again, searching for that first win of 2021. Dave.
Rick, his teammate Eric Almirola has had quite a comeback tonight, and part of it is they go off of the setup of Kevin Harvick and make it right for Eric. So a lot of speed in this 10 car. But just think what they overcame, replacing the oil line earlier, drove back up through the field, made another stop to get that oil line out of the way under the hood so that he could use the electric fan under caution to keep the motor cool. And it's been 11 races. It's been a while since that New Hampshire win. In the last 11 races, the only top 10 was the win at Loudon. So they needed a good run tonight. They've had problems late in the race. Mike Bugger-Ravage told me maybe they had their problems early here and can cap it off with a good finish.
On the top of your screen, this battle for ninth, I think the pressure of the playoffs is here and continues to build as laps wind down. Take a look right here. Alex Bowman, the 48. He had worked on the 22, worked on it. Well, finally, he just says, all right, you left 3 feet. I need 6. I'm moving you up. A little bit of contact. I think that is a classic bump and run. We can give that the label. Nice bump and run.
And now Kyle Busch to the back of the 22. No love lost between these two drivers.
Joey's struggling right now.
Both running that higher line with Keselowski behind them. Mark Truex Jr. also back there. Christopher Bell now has the 5 of Larson passed him.
Yeah, Larson's past the 11 and the 20 here. So he's slowly working his way up in the top 3. Long run speed of that 5 car, probably the most impressive in the field.
Different lines all around the track. Harvick, Blaney, Larson now. Top 3 as we go NASCAR nonstop.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, Pat. Toyota, let's go places.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop. Shakalaka, 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 scoop. Shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and See all the ways you could save.
Check that out. Internet that's one step ahead.
That's cute. My internet streams to my ride.
Yeah? Well, mine's always got my back.
Okay, chill. Mine's faster than Harvick.
Okay, that's fast.
Me? My internet's so fast, it keeps up with me.
Yep, that's because you all have the same internet. Xfinity X5. So powerful, it keeps one-upping itself.
Can your internet do that?
With Advanced Same Day, you get the parts you need fast. Get free delivery today. Or pick up your parts curbside or in store in just 30 minutes. You get the part you need, when you need it, where you need it. So you can hit the road and be exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there. Get your parts and get going with Advanced Same Day.
I don't know which one's more impressive.
Patrick Mahomes, like no other. Jackson to the end zone, touchdown. Only Mahomes.
Those guys are so magical.
Off he goes. Do what we do. We dominate.
Greatness on top of greatness.
What do you get when you combine a grilled cheese with a cheeseburger? The new Sonic Grilled Cheeseburger, made with 100% pure seasoned beef, ketchup, mustard, onions, Texas toast, and of course, plenty of delicious melty cheese. For limited time only at Sonic. It's the Bass Pro Shops night race. And right now, Kevin Harvick up front. 5 of Kyle Larson has moved up into the second spot. One driver fighting to stay in the playoffs. Marty, that 8 of Tyler Reddick, still below the cut line.
Below the cut line, and the next car that Kevin Harvick will see, and that would be to put Tyler Reddick down a lap. Remember, they had to make that second stop earlier to put that lug nut on that they were missing, and here he is about to go down a lap. See, I don't think this would be a race ender or a playoff ender for Tyler Reddick. They go down a lap. Long way to go still. 169 laps left here in Bristol, but you certainly don't want to go down a lap if you can help it.
Yeah, a long way to go. You don't want to panic. You don't want Tyler to feel the pressure to make a mistake, but the car he's passing right now, the one of Kurt Busch, is kind of in the same situation. So 2 playoff cars as we see the battle for the lead heating up. Harvick committed to the top, 5 of the Larson to the bottom.
Larson's got a lot of speed on the bottom. It's a huge advantage in trying to make this pass.
You guys had mentioned that dirt racing helping these guys as far as working through the lap traffic or trying to find different lines, working through slower cars. Well, Kyle Larson has been the best behind the wheel of anything on dirt, whether it be a late model or a sprint car. He has been phenomenal all season long, as well as last year when he said he probably could have won about 85 of the 96 races that he was involved in as he tried to take the lead away from Harvick here.
I think what's most impressive with the 5 car right now is what you mentioned, Jeff, is he's good on the bottom. Late in a run, when the tires are worn out, the car doesn't really love to hold that bottom groove. But he's able to make pace down there. He's keeping himself close with his 4 cars. They've approached lap traffic. He may be able to trap the 4 car behind some of this lap traffic. This might be an opportunity exactly right here. There he goes. Harvick behind the 66 has to give up the lead.
He just sets his left side tires almost right on that yellow line and just helps the car turn the corner. I've seen a lot of times cars been really roll the bottom like this, but then get hurt on corner exit run on the bottom. But Larson's able to do it all. Rolls the middle and has tons of speed.
So we've just completed lap 337, but as we take a look at tonight's Xfinity Fastest Lap, it was done by Kyle Larson back on lap 18. So he's taken that speed that he had early on the Xfinity Fastest Lap on lap 18, and now he has converted it into very fast speed and race leading speed here at Bristol as he's out front of the field. Larson, Harvick, Hamlin, Blaney, and Bell, the top 5.
Just crossed over. This is now an 80-lap run, the longest of the night.
The guys that stayed out, when will we see them have to come to pit road?
They still have more than they want. They have about 90 laps of fuel burned.
So this is an interesting situation here as they're trying to lap these guys, and they don't want to go a lap down. Kurt Busch especially. They do not want to go lap down, and they can make this nearly impossible for a guy like Larson. We may see that lead swap again, just because Larson's going to have such a hard time trying to get around this number one of Kurt Busch.
Here comes Harvick, back to the back bumper.
It's going to allow Denny Hamlin to close in on these two. Sitting there in third place at the bottom of the screen. So Larson back to the inside, but look, it's so hard to make that pass and clear this one car, and Kurt's career, or not his career, but his season on the line in this moment. He goes a lap down here this late in the race.
Yeah, he's 15 points below the cut line right now as he's running. And if he does go a lap down,
Oh, the 5 trying a little slide job.
he does it. It works. He gets by Kurt Busch, and now a lap down Kurt Busch can't gain positions.
And that was textbook.
Slid right up in there. And that's the first time we've seen that, which shows you the desperation of how difficult Harvick, again, doing the same thing to the one as well. Now,
Denny Hamlin.
Now Kurt Busch is going to hope that the 3 of Austin Dillon is going to race as hard as he can to stay on the lead lap. He'd be in the position for the free pass.
So,
Larson
that's
does
it,
a nice
guys.
job of not
And
sliding
I'll
up
check
so
everything
quickly
tomorrow.
that the one
Good
has to
night.
turn left.